NCCER hand tools and power tools exam questions. Which of the following screws comes to a relatively sharp point at the base of its drive socket? Read and prints. One situation that can make a measurement with a laser inaccurate is measuring to a highly reflective surface. When an object is plumb, it is perfectly vertical. How many sides does a hexagonal shape have? 6. A pneumatic drill is commonly used when there is no source of electricity. Another common name for lineman pliers is side cutters. Type of screw shown in figure above. Robertson. In what way is a spud wrench different from a pipe wrench? It has smooth jaws. If a pneumatic nailer is not firing properly, before you attempt repairs you must disconnect the air hose. The proper angle for the edge of a cold chisel is 60 degrees. Which of the following saws should likely have the fewest teeth per inch, resulting in the largest teeth? Ripsaw. An angle grinder is used to grind hard, heavy materials. A heavy-duty tool used to drive posts or other large stakes is a sledgehammer. Special training and certification is required before using any kind of powder-actuated fastening tool. A power miter saw combines a miter box with a circular saw. The type of clamp shown in the figure above is a spring clamp. To check level conditions over a significant distance such as a building foundation or longer distance, the best level to use is a laser level. When using a circular saw, be sure to cut on the waste side of the cut mark to allow for the blade's kerf. Never use a circular saw that does not have an upper blade guard, because the guard protects you from touching the blade. A low-velocity fastening system that is used to drive steel pins or threaded studs into masonry and steel is an powder-actuated tool. The adjustable tool rest on a bench grinder should be positioned 1/8 inch from the grinding wheel. Before using a pick, check to be sure that the head is fixed firmly to the handle. A good way to check the condition of the grinding wheel on a bench grinder is to perform a ring test on the wheel. Another name for a machinist's hammer is ball-peen hammer. When using power tools, never engage the trigger lock. A power tool that is well suited for breaking up concrete during demolition work is an pavement breaker. A porta-power is an example of a hydraulic tool. Cable come-alongs are used to move loads horizontally for short ground distances. Shovels typically have handles made of wood or fiberglass. Most hammer drills will not hammer until pressure is applied to the drill bit. Before replacing parts such as bits, blades, or discs on any tool, you must disconnect the power source. The safest kind of utility knife is one with a self-retracting blade. When using a utility knife, place a piece of scrap material under the object you are cutting in order to protect the surface under the object. Saws with fine blades that are excellent for delicate and intricate cutting are called saber saws. In addition to level and plumb, some spirit levels can check a 45-degree angle. Before you plug any saw into a power source, make sure the power switch is in the off position. Because of the shape of its jaws, which clamp can spread clamping pressure over a wider area than the others. Hand screw clamp. A chain fall locks its elevated load in place using an automatic brake. To quickly run a nut onto a bolt that resists spinning it on with fingers, you can drive the socket with a n ______. Speed handle. The saw shown in the figure above is called a coping saw. The best designed saw for cutting miter joints is a back saw. Because of its stiffness, a folding rule is better than a cloth or steel tape for measuring vertical distance. Before using a pneumatically powered nailer for the first time, it is important to read the manufacturer's instructions. A grinder can catch on rough material edges and shift around, especially when using rotary bits called burr bits. A saw that has a thin, one-piece blade that runs around guides at either end of the saw is a bandsaw.